Okay, as promised, I was going to give you a video on the third political parties in the United States. You watched the video of Jonathan Sharkley. Yes, he is an actual candidate for the presidency. He has been for the past several years, garnered a lot of attention, almost a decade. But you might be surprised at how easy it is to actually become a viable candidate to run for office. Now, we do live in a democracy. Therefore, if you pass certain qualifications, as far as if you're financially able to get the backing, then you can be a representative for your state. If you fall within the lines that will be discussed in the chapter, if you've been, you're a U.S. citizen, or you have been for the past 14 years, you are running in the state in which you intend to serve, you have an actual place there. If you are, in the state of Texas, it's 25 years old. We start at 30 when you get to the U.S. House. Then you can be a candidate for any one of these political parties. Now, for a third political party to exist, all you need to do is get together a petition. You need 100,000 signatures. You sign up with the Secretary of State, and there you have it. You are a political party. Now, one of the interesting things is I saw a lot of you say, well, at least there are only third political parties in your debates, and they can't possibly, win. They can't possibly win. Well, the answer to that question is yes, they can, because people don't stop to consider the fact that people in these third political parties, such as this one, often infiltrate the two larger majority parties and get a seat. That's exactly how the Tea Party got into the Republican Party. That's exactly how you got the Constitution Party in the Republican Party. It's how you got members of the Progressive Party into the Democratic platform. To be honest, current President Trump is not a Republican, and neither was he a Democrat. Actually, more like libertarian-leaning populist, maybe, and leans towards that terrible party. Most of you said the America First Party, and you were terrified of it. Actually, President Trump's father was very much a supporter of that political party. And so you can have any number of people in place. Just because they have a party label does not make them that. In fact, we try to move away from labels. If I were to say the word Democrat, and I would ask you to describe what that was, or if I said pro-gay rights, pro-abortion, more financing, more regulation on business and industry, and you said Democrat, is it possible for you to say that all Democrats believe that? Are all Democrats pro-LGBT rights, pro-abortion, and all of these progressive things? The answer is no, they're not. Likewise, in turn, if you said the term Republican, would that be a label for everybody who doesn't believe in LGBT rights, who doesn't believe in abortion, who believes you should have hands off the government, or there should be less government interference? The answer is no. There have been numerous senators in the Republican Party that are pro-abortion. There have been numerous ones, including a gay senator who came out and decided he was Republican, ran on the Republican ticket, and then decided to switch to the Independent Party, which is the oldest political party, third political party in the United States. So you can't really use a label, and that's the whole point behind looking at this. Now, you look at Jonathan Sharkley, and you see how he responds and reacts to things. And I just challenge you to do this. You hear he's over the top. Obviously, the man is over the top. Now, whether it's an act or not, I'm not quite sure. He was a U.S. Marine. He might have been a little botched. I'm not sure. But take the things that you were using to describe him and apply it to all of the representatives that you have today, including your president. Take those third political parties that you looked at and see if you see any similarities in the platforms of those third political parties and what the party, what they're saying, the two major parties today. And you will see, probably more than what you would like to, a lineage of that. It becomes more important for a voter to find out exactly what that particular candidate stands for. Where do they stand on the issues? Don't just depend upon the party platform to support it. It's not a blanket. Not all Republicans believe the same way. Not all Democrats believe the same way. Not all Constitution Party believes the same way. Not all... a lot of you like the Green Party. They're one of my favorite parties to talk about, actually, when we're in live lecture. The difference between the hard greens and the light greens is tremendous, actually. Those hard greens are the ones that are going to chain themselves to trees the day before loggers come through, and they said, if you're killing this tree, it's like killing a person, you've got to kill me to get through it. I mean, they're hardcore. My other favorite example of the hard green party is that the day before an oil tanker goes out to sea, they'll surround it in all of these dinghies and won't let it out of the port. Then you got to call Coast Guard, and everybody's, they're trying to paddle away really fast. And probably my favorite of all is like the night before a ground zero nuclear test, they'll all go camp out on ground zero. And then when the MPs come, they scatter. Because the rule is you can't conduct a nuclear test unless everybody is evacuated within so many mile radius. Well, if you've got 100 people camping out on ground zero and they all go in every different direction, good luck with that, okay? So, those are hardcore greens. We don't have as many of those in the United States. If you saw them, they're more than likely in Washington State and Oregon, where we saw, them throwing chairs through Starbucks windows or things like that. So third political parties are important, only in the fact that you need to know their ideology so that you can recognize the traits of it and the aspects of it in the candidates that you're electing into office. You need to ask those hard questions of those candidates. Don't just assume that because they have the party label, that is who they are or what they will represent. And it really does involve you getting involved. In a democracy, you've got to get involved. You've got to ask the hard questions. You've got to do your research. Okay? So hopefully this helps. If you have any other questions about third political parties in the United States, let me know. Okay?